Good evening and welcome to Bulldogs Hockey. We're live at the East Alton Ice Arena. We're getting ready to go through the forward lineups. Looks like it'll be Konechny tonight in net for the Bulldogs. He had a great showing last night. And the starting lineup for the Bulldogs, number 79, Landon Hicks. Wearing number 3, Wyatt Renderer. Number 93, Deacon Ravik. Number 55, Gus Tolley. Number 12, Josh Resman Jr. And in between the pipes tonight, Wade Konechny for the Bulldogs. And now we'll go through Collinsville's starting lineup. Both teams will go over final adjustments and get their players' helmets on and buttoned up. Konechny squeaks out to the pipes for the Bulldogs. 14 minutes on the clock. Bulldogs coming off of a 2-2 tie last night against Granite City at RP Lumber Center. And this is the final game of the regular season before we head into the playoffs. I'm sure the Bulldogs like to start the playoffs coming off of a fresh win. Resman will center the line. He'll face the Owen Stinnett from Collinsville and take the drop. Hicks and Renderer on the wing, backed up by Ravik and Tolley on D. It's one forward by Resman. And the Bulldogs will go in on the forecheck. Collinsville chips it out to the point. Ravik holds, dumps it back down and in. Collinsville pick that up. They're going to bring that right up center. They'll send it over to the far wing. They'll drop it off for Stinnett. Brings it in. He gets set up right in front. And Stinnett will throw that back down low for Mosby in the corner. Takes a weird hop off the glass. Ravik trying to work it north. That's back down low for Stinnett. And he'll circle the wagons, drops it off. Resman there to pinch. He'll hold on to it. And when Renderer will just take the body, they'll chip that out of the zone. And now Hicks is in on the forecheck. He'll race in, gets there first. He'll skate it out to the blue line. Drops it off for Jake the Snake Resman, who's fresh off the bench. And they'll send that out to the blue line where Hicks will throw one in on net. Again, they fire one in, and we'll get a goal with 12:49 or 48 left to go in the first period. Resman will hammer it home. That's Josh Flavor right in front. And the Bulldogs will take a 1-0 lead with a quick 4 shots on goal from East Alton. Nimmo, Gunter, Hoyt up front, Resman and Cooper Hicks backing them up on D. That's Jake the Snake Resman. Pushed forward by the Bulldogs. Collinsville turns it over right in front to Nimmo, and he gets his pocket pick. There's a big hold right in front by Klein, and Resman will throw it back into the zone and chipped out by the K-Hawks. Cooper Hicks sends it around the boards for Gunter. Gunter gets his pocket pick down low. His mom's not pleased, and they'll try to skate it out the near boards, but Klein's able to hold on to it. He'll walk it, send it out to the point. They fire one on net, and that's a bouncer that Konieczny tracks through traffic as Collinsville crashes the front of the net with 12:03 left to go in the first. Still a lot of hockey to play. Hey, if you're listening, you got nothing to do, you can still make it down here just in time. We've got 2 or 3 seats still available for this 9 o'clock game. Resman on the draw, wins it back. Dortch not able to get there quick enough, and the K-Hawks will control it down low. Comes out to Hicks. He'll clear it out of the zone. And K-Hawks will throw that back in. That's still offside. And it's finally get it cleared out of the zone. Unfortunately, it's turned over to the K-Hawks. And blocked off the skate of Resman as they tried to spring Stinnett down the near side. They'll give it another shot. Duffy brings it in, centers it over to Mosby. Right in front, kick to the corner by Konieczny, and Dortch will go put some pressure on the wing. Resman battling down low with Lai. He'll come away with it. He's going to skate it out of the zone. He's got Rinder over on the far side. He'll chip it in to himself. Sends it down to the far corner for Rinder. Tries to get it over to Resman. That's picked off by Stinnett, and he'll wind up through center ice. Brings it right in. Fires one. Kicked away by Konieczny, and it's out to the blue line. Held by Collinsville. And Lai will pick it up in the near corner. Tries to feather it out of the zone. He does, and Rinder's off to the races now. Rolling puck. Rinder tries to center it over to the far side for Hicks. Hicks will come in, tries to pick the pocket of Ferry. Hoyt, fresh off the bench, trying to get it back in front. Hicks in the corner, needing to make a pass. He'll throw it down for Hoyt. That's at his skates. That's going to come out to the point. Aravik not able to hold, and Stinnett's off to the races. Hoyt comes in. Shot saved by Konieczny. And he'll get that glove on it for a whistle with 10:03 left to go. In the first 1-0, Bulldogs is the score, 4 shots to 3. Hoyt on the draw with Gunter and Nimmo on the wings. Hoyt will push it back to Aravik. Goes up the boards to Nimmo. He'll try to drag it out of the zone. Held at the point by Schumacher, looking for the redirection in front. And Konieczny will make a leg pad save. They'll try it again. Gets cut off in front of the net. Backside. Konieczny gets over. Makes a save. Totally up to Gunter. Gunter's going to wind up. He'll throw it in. And right in front. Chipped in as As the Collinsville goaltender's unable to hold on to it, gives a big juicy rebound and a tap in on the backside for Mountain Man Luke Gunter to make it 2-0 Bulldogs with 9:33 left to go in the first. Fryman in net for Collinsville. Weiss, Hauer, and Hazelhorst up on the wing. Backed up by Jake the Snake Resman and Cooper Hicks. Weiss pushes it forward. Collinsville chip it out of the zone. They'll throw it down and in. Jake the Snake Resman throws the brakes on, brings it back up the near glass. He's going to decide to just wheel it all the way in. Chipped away by Collinsville, turned over to Stinnett. That's going to come out to neutral ice for Hicks. Resman picks it away. He'll enter the zone, drops it off for Hazelhorst, who fires one high and wide. Howard sends it towards the net, almost ricochets right over to Hazelhorst in front. And that one's thrown in. Stinnett with a shot from the near side, and it's a save by Konieczny. He'll get it covered up. 8:48 left to go in the first period. 2-0 Bulldogs. Josh Resman on the draw. Stinnett wins it back. Perry will fire one towards the net, and that goes wide. Hicks up to looking for Resman, but Collinsville settles it. Resman hammers it into the zone on a good forecheck. He'll skate it out, fires a shot, loose right in front, and that's pushed to the corner by Collinsville. That one's going to trickle in on net. Fryman will send it away. They try to work it right out in front. Bulldogs have got a good net front presence going tonight. Render tries to make a move. Hicks swoops in, picks up the loose puck. Sends it over and shot, goal. I thought Hicks was going for the pass there, but he'll throw one on net, and that'll beat Fryman to make it 3-0. And I think Collinsville is going to get a goaltending change. They do. And they'll move Hayden into net, and Fryman will take his spot on the bench. They'll check with the goaltenders. Wallace gets the face-off from Nimmo, back over to Nimmo, and he'll drive the zone into the corner he goes, tries to center it out front. Collinsville will cut it off. Cleared up and out. Nimmo will pick it up at center ice. He's got a nice long stretch pass up to Orrin, cut off by Mosby. Nimmo picks it back off with the spinorama drop pass, looking for Wallace. Wallace over to Orrin. He'll throw it in on the backhand, but can't get it in deep. And Collinsville will wind up through center ice. They'll fire a shot, blockered away by Konieczny. Orrin will clear it out. Wallace in, trying to put some pressure on. And Collinsville will send it in, cut off by Lai. He'll send it over to Orrin, and he'll dump it in. Wallace in on the forecheck into the corners. The Bulldogs are going for a change. Nobody's in front as he tries to center it. Collinsville will try to go for that long stretch pass. Hoyt will get a stick in the lane. Stinnett winds up through center ice, fires a shot, and that's off a stick and high up into the netting for a whistle in a Bulldogs defensive zone faceoff with 6:50 left to go. In the first, 3-0 is the score. Highland. Collinsville wins it back but can't hold, and now Hoyt's off to the races. He'll bring it in. Over to Gunter. Shot saved by Hayden as he'll get over to make the save with 6:41 left to go in the first. Good look there from Hoyt to Gunter. Collinsville will win it back. They'll drop it back down low, and Gunter's going in on the forecheck. Back up to the near side for Stinnett. He'll wind up. Going to bring it in somehow onsides, but Tolley cuts that off. Hoyt winds up, gets it over to Gunter. Gunter back over to Hoyt. Hoyt in front. Shot goal! What a pass and tip in by Hoyt. I don't even know how he settled that to get it on net with 6:18 left to go in the first period, and now it's 4-0 Bulldogs. Got the male version of Charlie Brown's teacher over there in the sound booth tonight. The sound system here at East Alton kind of sounds like somebody stepped on an 80s boombox. And that's just how he talks, I'm told. All right, never mind. I take back what I said about the sound system, although it is from the 80s, I assure you. Collinsville will call a timeout as they look to regroup with 6:18 left to go in the first. 11 shots on net for the Bulldogs, and 4 of them have found the twine.
Let's go, Don!
Resman on the draw with Rinder and Hicks on the wings, backed up by Aravic and Tolley. Tolley shovels it up the boards off the face-off win. Collinsville doesn't settle it, and Hicks will pick it up at the blue line. They send one in front looking for Rinder. It goes wide and held at the point by Aravic. Picked away by Hicks. He'll fire one towards the net. Saved by Hayden. Out to the blue line for Tolley. He'll try to dump it down and in for Resman. Resman's able to pick it away. He tries to make another move, and Nolan Beefcake Duffy's able to cut it off and clear it out over to Owen Stinnett, who skates it in wide, makes a move. It's right in front. Shot saved by Konechny. And Render clears it out over to Hicks. Hicks brings it in. Tries to center it, but Render is not quite there yet. Resman holds at the blue line. That's Josh Flavor. Hicks trying some sort of new move where you chip it off of your skate to yourself. I don't think it'll catch on. Now it's back the other way for Collinsville. Stinnett winds up. Got Duffy going along with him. They bring it in. Shot save and rebound picked up by Cooper Hicks, and he's taken out. I believe most people would call that a trip when you take somebody out at the legs, but it's a new rule where we're not calling it. Wrap around. Resman shot as he catches Hayden tied up on the far post, and he'll wrap it around to make it 5-0 Bulldogs with 14 shots on net. 4:55 left to go in the first. Konechny's seen 10 shots tonight. I won't say anything more than that because I'm too superstitious. Nimmo on the draw with Weiss and Hazelhorse on the wing. They'll win it back to Hicks. Hazelhorse will dump it in, and Weiss will go in on the forecheck. Weiss tries to throw a hit, misses the mark. Will come away with the puck anyway. Throw it out to Hazelhorse at the point. He'll throw it towards the net, and that's cut off by Collinsville. They'll bring it out. Over the blue line by Klein. Resman tries to poke it away. That's Jake Flavor. Hazelhorse with a nifty move to get it out to Weiss, and Collinsville will throw that back down and in. Nimmo shows his displeasure with the ref that nobody likes. And Collinsville is able to hold the zone after they tag up. Collinsville will bring it back in. Nimmo and Weiss collide. The rails just came off of this shift all of a sudden. Rimmed around by Nimmo. Collinsville holds. Nimmo chips it, and he'll chase, and he's going to wheel it out of the zone. Brings it in wide, fires one off the shin pad of, I think that might have been Stinnett. It's back the other way for Nolan Duffy. He'll skate it in front. Shot blocked by Lai. Rebound cleaned up in front.
Go, Justin!
Lai making it out. He throws a reverse hit on Mosby and chips it into the zone. Lai skates it off the pipe. Orn sends it out to Hoyt, who's at the point. Fires it down and in. Orn again tries to get it out front. That'll go off the body and down low. Cash Wallace working in the corner. He centers it. Nobody's there in front. Hoyt drops it off for Lai. Lai walks it in, sends it over to Hoyt. Hoyt right back through. Lai fires one. Glove down by Collinsville. Back out to Lai, and he'll fire another one. Shot goal from Justin Lai to make it 6-0 Highland with 2:52 left to go in the first period. 16 shots for the Bulldogs.
Go, Justin!
10 shots for Collinsville. The boys and young lady are still buzzing from the game against Granite last night where they looked mighty good. Render on the draw. Wins it over to Hicks. He'll dump it into the zone. Collinsville turns it over to Gunter. Gunter with the spinorama move. Working on that figure skating. Then it'll pick his pocket. Tries to work it around Hicks. He'll cut it off. Render tries to get it over to Gunter. Gunter will send it out to the point for Arabic. Back down low for Hicks. Hicks skates it. Throws the brakes on. Turns it over to Collinsville, and that's still going to come out to Tolley at the point, who settles it. Walks it in, fires a shot, saved by Hayden. And Hicks tries to work it out in front, but it's cut off by Klein, and he'll wind up down the near side. Fires it hard off the glass. Stinnett will find that at center ice, poked away by Arabic. Stinnett recovers it, brings it in off the stick of Tolley. He'll pick it back up. Collinsville dumps it down for Stinnett, but he'll overskate it. And Gunter brings it back to the near side. Klein picks it away, fires off the body in front. And Render goes right up, tries to go right up the center to Hicks. And Lewis will fire one on net for Collinsville, and Konieczny frames it up for a strike and a save with 1:36 left to go. In the first period, score is 6-0 Bulldogs. Collinsville wins it back, holds his own, cut off by Resman. Collinsville will throw it back in. Hicks will throw it down the ice. That's Cooper flavor. Back up the near side for Stinnett, who winds up, brings it in wide. Resman throwing the poke check. Stinnett drops it off out to the point. Perry will try to walk it in. Howard putting pressure on at the blue line. They'll send one in front. That's a save by Konieczny as Collinsville tries to redirect it on the way to the net. Face off to the left of Konieczny with 1:07 left to go in the first period. Collinsville wins it down low. Hicks comes in, takes the body. Resman takes the body. Along with Resman, Howard's going to wheel it out of the zone. He tries to dump it in. Resman will almost finishes the job. That's chipped in off the skate of Stinnett, and Cooper Hicks back to his own zone. Sends it around the boards for Jake to stake Resman, up to Josh Resman, over to Patton Weiss, who dumps it in. Weiss will go in on the forecheck. That goes right through the front of the net, but cleared out by Collinsville as there's no Bulldogs home. Stinnett will wind up through center ice, poked away by Howard. Josh Resman trying to work it around the inboards, and that's going to come out to neutral ice. And we'll get the lightest whistle I've ever heard, and I think Resman's going to go to the box, possibly. Yeah, he's going to go to the box on a roughing or an interference call, however you want to say you won't be able to hear it over the loudspeaker because it's inaudible. Unfortunately, the rap music's coming through clear, loud and clear tonight. Started off with some good 90s metal. It's downhill from there. Nemo on the draw, out with Dortch, Hazelhorse, and Lai. That'll do it. The last 3 seconds, the Bulldogs will hold on the penalty kill. And when we come back, we'll have another minute and 57 left to kill off. 6-0 Bulldogs at the end of the first. Konieczny out to the pipes to start the second. Nemo, Hazelhorse, Lai, and Dortch backing them up on defense as the Bulldogs have got to kill off another minute 50 on the Resman penalty. Collinsville wheels it right up center ice. They'll bring it in, throw the brakes on. Nemo tries to clear it out, held by Lewis. He'll fire it in front. And Lai will clear it out over to the far boards. Hazelhorse throws it out to the point, throwing back down in, and Hazelhorse will hit a kid right in front. Couldn't do that again if you wanted to, probably. Dortch blocks the shot. She battles with Duffy. Stennett makes a move, skates it towards the net. Oh, finds Ferry in front, but he can't settle the pass. Hazelhorse with it, trying to knock it over to Nemo. Bulldogs still can't clear it out. They'll drop it off to Stennett at the blue line, who walks in, fires a shot. Konieczny with a save with 13 minutes left to go in the first period. Another 57 seconds left to kill on the penalty. Bulldogs have a 6-0 lead. Hoyt on the draw with Wallace on the wings, Ravik and Tolley on defense. Hoyt kicks it back to Tolley. Tolley will go hard off the glass. That takes a weird hop. Almost makes it out, but Lewis holds. He'll send it over to the far side for Duffy. Shot. And Konieczny gets it covered up with a leg pad. Hoyt on the draw. Collinsville wins it back. They'll send it out to the blue line. Fire a shot. It's going to go up. And right through a hole in the netting. There's only one or two down there. Wonder what's more expensive, that netting or the glass on the door? Hoyt on the draw. Wins it back to Tolley. Tries to clear it out. That's gloved down by Stennett. He'll throw it wide of the net. Nolan Beefcake Duffy trying to work it around. That's going to trickle out front. Tolley will fire it towards the official. Then he'll clear it down the ice to totally redeem himself with 12:20 left to go. Hoyt on a good back check. Tries to center it. Nobody's home. Inclines back the other way for the K-Hawks. They race it right in front, and they can't hit the man. Race it to the net. Tolley in the corner battling. That'll go around the boards for Ravik. Jake the Snake Resman out of the box. Collinsville will dump it down low. Areva chips it. And Hoyt will pick up the loose puck over to Orn. He fans on it. And that's going to be an offside whistle as it makes it out to neutral ice. And Stennett picks it up in the zone. Resman, Rinder, and Orn on the wings. Backed up by Cooper Hicks and Jake the Snake. Collinsville wins it back. They'll send it over to the far side for Stennett. I've said that once or twice tonight, haven't I? He tries to make it towards the net. Cut off by a sea of red. Orn will pick it up in the corner. He'll fan on it. Or maybe that was just an ultralight pass to Cooper Hicks. Rinder right over to Resman. Resman takes a shot. That's going to come out to Rinder, and he'll fire the rebound on net. And Hayden screened in front, and it's 7-0 Bulldogs with 11:17 left to go in the second period. Weiss on the draw with Hicks and Gunter. Collinsville wins it, brings it in. Landon Hicks pokes it away. Weiss will pick it up. Weiss over to Hicks. Hicks will throw it in on the backhand, and Gunter will go in on the forecheck. Gunter circles the wagons in the corner. Over to Weiss. Poked away from Weiss. He'll send it out to Resman at the point. Resman winds up, fires one looking for the redirection from Gunter. That'll go to the corner for Hicks. Back over to Weiss. Weiss tries to feed it through, and that's going to go all the way out of the zone. Cooper Hicks back to retrieve the puck. He'll try to send it up to Gunter. It's going to go all the way through, and referees will rule Simmons could have played that. Weiss comes in, throws the body with someone his own size. He'll try to get it around to Gunter. Hicks is going to come down to pinch from the point. Gunter lifts the stick of Stennett, and he'll drive it down low. Gunter over to Hicks. Back over to Gunter. Out to Resman. Resman's going to walk it in, fires a shot, loose in front. Jake the Snake trying to get it on net, and that's going to go down low off the stick of Gunter. Gunter pokes it forward to Resman. He'll fire another one wide of the net. Out to the point for Gunter, who's covering for Hicks, who pinched down low. How that wasn't offside, I don't know. Landon Hicks in the corner with it. He'll get it over to Gunter. Gunter, tries to feed it to Nimmo on the back door. And Collinsville will send that out to Lai at the point. Back down low for Hicks. Collinsville will clear that out. They're going to rule that Lai could have played it. And almost everybody will go off for a change now. That's going to come all the way down for Howard. He's going to chip it in and chase. He'll mount up his horse and race in. Howard turns, fires. That goes just wide. That's going to go off the boards and out into neutral ice for Justin Lai, who dishes it over to Dortch. Dortch back over to Lai. And it's dumped in by Lai, and Nimmo will come in to pick up the puck. Going to play that out to Dortch, who fires it in, and a save by Hayden. A good opportunity there for Reagan Dortch, as there's just stacked up K-Hawks in front of the goaltender. And Apparently the heaters have been turned off now. 8 minutes left to go in the second period. 7-0 Bulldogs is the score. Resman almost pokes one out front. It's cleared out by Collinsville, and Stinnett dishes it over to Mosby, but out of his reach. Jake the Snake Resman comes in, lifts the stick, brings it around the boards. Stinnett's going to throw that out to the point, and that's going to go all the way down for Hayden. He'll set it up for Lewis. Lewis around the boards, turns it over to Cash Wallace. Wallace holding on to it down low. He'll turn. Oh, huge hit on Wallace. And Resman with it. Tries to get it out front. Cut off by Collinsville, and they're going to wheel it out of the zone. Over to Stinnett. Over to Duffy. Duffy drops it off to Klein at the point. He'll fire one wide of the net. Resman pushes it out of the zone. He'll chip it in deep, and Ferry will pick it up down low. Jake Resman will come in, finish his check, and Aravic throws it in on the backhand. Jax Orn putting some pressure on Collinsville down low. Hoyt comes in. They miss the man on for Collinsville, and Aravic picked off. Turn that one over right in front to Stinnett, and he'll fire it high over the head of Konieczny. Hyde throws it back to Rinder. Rinder turns it over to Collinsville, and that's going to come out off the skate of a Collinsville player. Rinder will recover it, brings it in. Rinder skates it right in front, shot, and that went wide off the leg pad of Rinder. I don't know what the heck Orn was doing there. He was signaling a field goal. I've never seen so much stomach in a hockey game. It comes right in front, and Collinsville sets it up for a good breakout pass for Hoyt. Jax Orn races in. He throws the afterburners on through center ice. Tolley over to Aravic. Collinsville picks it up. Stinnett brings it in, and he's bumped off the puck by Rinder. He'll recover it down low. Sends it over to Duffy on the far side. Duffy's shot's blocked, and Tolley picks it up down low. Rinder skates it out of the zone. He's going to bring it in right up the center. Walks it in. Shot. Saved by Hayden. Weiss over on the far boards trying to get it back in front as he'll battle against Stinnett. Weiss gets it over to Orn. He'll try to tuck it out into the crease. Hicks cuts it off. And he'll dance it down low with a couple of monkey walks. And he'll take it into the corner. They send it in front for Gunter, looking for the redirection on net. That'll go through. Weiss will pick it up, sends it out to Tolley. Back down low for Weiss. Hicks over to Weiss. It's like somebody opened a window in here all of a sudden. I know it's an ice rink, but it was just warm, and now it's really cold. Gunter picks it up from the corner. He'll send it all the way out to Tolley, who fires one on net. Good ozone pressure here by the Bulldogs. Weiss to throw one towards the net. And Collinsville can't get it out. Gunter will throw it back in on the backhand, and Hicks will pick that up. Tries to center it to Gunter. That's going to find its way out to Tolley. Tolley shot and a save by Hayden. With 3:30 left to go in the second period. 7-0 Bulldogs is the score. 23 shots on net versus Collinsville's 16. Nimmo, Hazelhorse, and Howard. One over to Howard. He'll send it in on net, and Hayden will chip that up to himself for a glove save with 3:24 left to go. Somebody needs to take a handful of quarters and go wind up the heaters here at Collinsville. I didn't bring gloves. I'm starting to get a little chilled. No, I'm good. George will fire it in from the point. Howard picks it up, gets it out front to Nimmo. Oh, no, he tries to jam one on net. That'll bounce up over the back of the net. Nimmo skates it right through the center of the crease, fires a shot, saved by Hayden. Loose still in front. Hayden will get that covered up for a whistle with 3:01 left to go in the second. Nimmo back on the draw. He'll win it back to Hazelhorse, who sends it towards the net. Howard will pick it up down low. He'll throw it back for Nimmo. Nimmo over to Dorch. Dorch winds up. Shot loose in front. Hazelhorse, it's still loose. And they'll get that covered up for a whistle. As Bulldogs are about to take a team picture in the crease before the whistle gets blown. Some good old-fashioned chirping coming from the Bulldogs bench, as they're certainly enjoying themselves with a 7-0 lead. 2:44 left to go in the second. Resman wins it over to Resman. Jake the Snake. We got the brothers on the line. Now to Ravik at the point. He'll throw it off of Drennan in net, and we'll register that for a save for his stats. He's on the bench, but it still counts. The bad part is I think he flinched. That doesn't feel right for a goaltender. Collinsville wins it back. They'll rim it hard around the boards to Stennett, but it goes off of a stanchion on the glass. Wallace will let the Bulldogs get on sides. He'll throw it towards the net looking for a rebound, and Hayden will cover that up for another whistle with 2:17 left to go in the second. If we don't get some a little more motion in play here, I can see this being a rolling clock here shortly in the third period. It's not yet, though. Resman wins it back to Resman. He fires it towards the net. Hayden makes a save. And Josh Resman will chase it down low. He's going to walk it in front. Fires a shot. Knocked down by Stennett. He tries to make a move, and Resman chips it back in. Wallace settles it with a skate, but that'll be in offside, and Klein will bring it in. Fires a shot on Konechny, and he'll make a save and freeze the puck for a whistle with 1:50 left to go in the second. Those are the kind of shots you get a little worried about when Konechny hasn't seen a shot in 5 or 10 minutes. $150 left to go in the second. Rimmed around hard for Rinder off of a set play. Cut off by Hoyt as Collinsville tries to send it back the other way. Orn nailing the Y portion of the YMCA. Fired towards the net by Tolley. That goes off a body and wide. Back out to Tolley. Over to Hoyt. Out to Lie. He'll fire one towards the net. Defense getting in on it tonight. Rinder tripped up by Hayden. He'll go ahead and take the stick with it. And they're going to wave off that icing. High and Tolley play catch down below the goal line. About the fourth time around. It's going to come around to Render. He'll break it out over to Hoyt. Hoyt's going to wind up with Orn. Over to Orn. Oh, he couldn't settle it, and it goes down low. And the referees are in like shooting lanes tonight. They're standing in the corner, almost getting hit by slap shot clear outs. Render slows it down in the corner. Turns it over to Nolan Beefcake Duffy, and he'll exit the zone. Drops it off for Stinnett. Stinnett over to the far side to nobody. Duffy recovers it. Throws it back over to Stinnett. Out to Simmons at the point. Hoyt springs Gunter, and Gunter's off to the races. He'll bring it in. Forehand, backhand. Save. I think it went off the pipe. Render tries to get it back in front. Collinsville will clear it out. He finds Stinnett over on the near glass. He'll walk it in. Fires one just a bit high. Up off the glass. Duffy over to Stinnett. Fires one from a knee, and Konechny will make a save with as time expires in the second period. 7-0 Bulldogs. 29 shots to 17 in favor of the Dogs. We'll be back with the third period in just a few moments. All right, the guy on the sound booth finally redeems himself with a little Joe Diffie. It's got the Highland section here whipped up into a frenzy. Line dancing about ready to break out here at any moment. Hicks on the draw with Weiss and Gunter on the wings. Collinsville wins it back. They'll dish it over to Stinnett, which is a new outlook for him. New strategy. They'll hold. Dortch takes it down low, tries to get it up the wings to Gunter. Collinsville cut it off. That's going to come out to Gunter. He's going to wheel it down the far side. Going to drop that shoulder, try to make it in front. Drops it up to Weiss. Weiss sends it on net, but it's off a body. And now it's back down the near side for Stinnett. Stinnett brings it in wide. Circles the wagons. Blows a tire in front. And that's bobbled around before Konechny gets it covered up for a whistle with 13-14 left to go in the game. 7-0. Bulldogs is the score. They're letting that clock roll now. Nimmo on the draw with Hazelhorse and Power on the wing. One back to Cooper Hicks. He'll drop it back down low for Lai. Back over to Hicks. Over to Hazelhorse. Cleared out. Nimmo with it. Nimmo's going to wind up. Brings it in wide. Tries to center it to Hauer, who's in front, but he'll fan on the pass. Collinsville chips it out of the zone. They'll go over to Stinnett. That's going to get chipped away by Lai. And Hicks will pick it up. Handles it in the corner. Gets it over to Lai. Lai decides just to go ahead and wheel it. He and Stinnett collide on the near boards. Nimmo sends it over to the far side for Lai. He's going to drop it back for Cooper Hicks. Hicks will get it set up. He'll change his mind and drop it back to Lai. Lai right through center ice. Collinsville holds, sends it on net. Konechny will rack up another save with 11:37 on the rolling clock. 7-0 Bulldogs is the score. Resman on the draw. With Resman on the wings, they fire a shot off a body and wide. Tolley sends it around for Jake the Snake Resman. Over to Cash Wallace, who chips it and chases. They're going to wave off the icing as Wallace goes in hard. Leaves it for Josh Resman. Resman trying to feed it out front. Over to Tolley. He'll fire it towards the net. Rebound swiped away by Collinsville, and Resman will pick it up on the far boards. Sends it around for Jake the Snake Resman. Back down low for Josh Resman, trying to get it out front to Wallace. Send it on the backhand to Wallace, and Collinsville's going to clear that out. He'll find Stennett at center ice, who brings it in, drops it off, sends one on net. Konieczny with the save. And now Ravik will wheel it up center ice. He's just going to go ahead and blaze on in. He's just going to go coast to coast. Shot goal beats Hayden blocker side to make it 8-0 Bulldogs with 10:06 left to go in the third. Deacon Ravik with the goal. They keep that clock rolling. Face-off one back to Lai, who just got off the bench. He'll rim it around for Dortch. Dortch with a pirouette on the ice. She'll find the puck. Back down low for Lai. Up the boards for Orn, just behind him, and Hoyt's going to race in. Over to Rinder. Rinder, shot. And that's a goal, as it takes a bit for it to get called. That'll be 9-0 Bulldogs with 9:19 on the rolling clock. That'll be Hoyt over to Rinder. And I believe Orn will get the secondary if they're going that far. Collinsville wins it back. Stennett brings it in over the blue line. It's going to go down low. Dortch putting some pressure on. Throws it back up the boards. And that's chipped out to the blue line where nobody's home. Hoyt races in, and he'll clear the puck off of him and up into the Collinsville bench. $8:20 left to go on the rolling clock. 9-0 Bulldogs is the score. Still no heat at East Alton. Hicks wins it back to Tolley at the point. He'll throw it back over, looking for Hicks, but that's going to go wide, and Weiss will chase down low. Gunter will pick it up. He'll send it out to Tolley at the point. Tolley will walk the blue line, dust it off, sends it in. Hicks tries to jam the rebound on net. Over to Gunter from Hicks, and it's in on the back door as Gunter's left untouched, and now it's 10-0 Bulldogs with 7:40 on the rolling clock. Do they short game at 10 goals or 12? It's 12. Not that I'm jinxing it. Ten goals on 33 shots for the Bulldogs. Nimmo on the draw, wins it back to Cooper Hicks, who goes over to Tolley, over to Hazelhorse, who throws it in the zone, but that'll go up into the netting. Bulldogs will get a face-off to the right of Hayden. Howard throws one towards the net on the backhand off the face-off win from Nimmo. It's going to come out around Tolley, and Hicks will get there to pick it up. Cooper Flavor sends it over to the far side for Maddox Hazelhorse, up to Nimmo. Nimmo brings it in wide. Gets Howard set up in front. He tries to chip it up there, and it's off a skate. Nimmo dancing down low, turns, fires, that goes high and wide. Totally trying to hold. That'll get poked out of the zone by Collinsville. And then they turn it over to Stinnett right in front, who races in. Shot, saved by Konieczny. And Hicks will rim it around for Nimmo and Hauer. Back up to Nimmo. Nimmo in with Hazelhorse. He'll dish it over to the near side. Hazelhorse. Oh, shot goal! And Hazelhorse will chip it in up off the leg pad of Hayden and into the net to make it 11-0 Highland. And Maddox's mom finally gets to see his second goal. She'll never redeem herself on missing the first varsity goal, but, you know, there's still, you know, there's only so many firsts you can miss. Wallace on the draw. You don't see that very often. Bulldogs will win it back. Arabic goes up the boards for Resman. He'll chip it into the zone. Josh Resman working in the corner. Jake the Snake. Cash Wallace comes in to assist. Helps pick it away. They center it right out front. Jake Resman throws it towards the net, but it's cut off by Collinsville. They'll exit it out the zone over to the near side for Klein. They'll walk it in, fire a shot off the post, and that hits the ceiling. And we'll get a whistle. Coach Weiss not happy about that one. It's Bulldogs getting a little lazy with the defense on that one. Easy to do with an 11-0 lead. 4:30 left to go in the game. Orn takes the face off, chips it up to Render. Collinsville brings it in, fires a shot, saved by Konieczny. 4:14 left to go. Orn back on the draw. Wins it forward. Hoyt chops it out of the zone. Render will pick it up. Render tries to funnel it through. He'll lift it in on the backhand, and that goes off a post and wide. Hoyt out to Hicks. Back down to Hoyt. Collinsville sends it out to Lai at the point. Lai will throw it over in the corner. Render on the near glass. Dishes it in front. Looking for Orn, but it's cut off by Collinsville. They'll clear it out. And chip it in. They center it. Saved by Konieczny. Orn clears it over to the blue line, but it's held at the point. Collinsville will dump it back down and in. Lai sends it around the far end boards. That's going to come loose to Hoyt. Hoyt over to Render. Render winds up. Tries to go back over to Hoyt. And that's off of Collinsville's skate. Now it's Stinnett back the other way. He's going to race in. Fires a shot off the leg pad of Konieczny. And Hicks has it down low. That's Landon flavor. He'll work it back and forth with 2:37 left to go in the game. Collinsville gets a skate in on the breakout pass, and Gunter will pick it up. Exits the zone up to Weiss. Weiss brings it in, throws the brakes on. He's bodied off the puck, and Collinsville will pick it back up. Let's Stinnett right up center ice, picked away by Hicks. Ravik with it now, over to Gunter. Gunter going to wind up, brings it in, and Collinsville pokes it away. And Nolan Duffy will pick it up. Over to the far side for, I believe that's Mosby. And Tolley pushed off the puck. Collinsville gets it out in front. Shot goes wide from Duffy. They'll send that out to the blue line. Blocked by Hicks. He'll get it out of the zone. And winds up. He's got Gunter with him. Hicks. Shot. Saved by Hayden. And we've got a minute 27 on the rolling clock. 11-0 the score from East Alton. I can't believe we still got 24 viewers in this nail biter. Yeah. There's plenty of people. Probably Power fires one on net. Power picks it back up in the corner. Collinsville picks his pocket. He's back the other way. Hazelhorse picks it up. Throws it towards the net. 55 seconds left to go in the game. Collinsville clears it up the near side, or the far side, and Tolley will dump it in. The Bulldogs will tag up and go back in on the hunt. It's going to come loose to Nemo, who throws it back in the zone. Power in to put some pressure on. Collinsville let it come out. And Stinnett picks it up at center ice. They'll throw it towards the net, and that'll go off the stick of Konieczny and up into the netting. Wade just racking up his shot total there as he chips that one up into the net. Wallace on the draw. That'll do it, folks. They hold it long enough that it doesn't matter, and the Bulldogs come away with an 11-0 win against Collinsville, outshooting the K-Hawks 39-23. Everybody have a great Tuesday evening. The playoff schedule will be out this weekend for Varsity. You'll want to show up at McKendree, I do believe, on Saturday night for the JV game against Triad. They moved it from Granite because apparently they were gonna turn heaters on at Granite. And they were like, no, we got to take care of that. Everybody have a great Tuesday evening. We'll see you back at the rink.